to establish Mo Williams against Tennessee?
Well, it's a matter of whether they can win the battle up front or not, I think, John. But it's awfully difficult for an offense to take just a tailback offense and try to overpower people with the running game. When you're only doing that particular thing as much as Kentucky does, then the defense just zeroes in and keys on the tailback. And you really need to be able to do other things. But they've had some success with just that kind of offense. But I think the only reason they're doing it that much is simply a lack of talent at other places.
All right. This is game number 10. You've analyzed Kentucky. For the Volunteers of Tennessee, game number 10. There will be a game next week, of course, against Vanderbilt in Knoxville, concluding the regular season. How has the team changed since East Carolina, Georgia, Florida?
Biggest change has been in the defensive side of the ball, I think, John. There's been change offensively, too. The offense has started doing a much better job of picking up the rush. They couldn't handle when Florida hit Tennessee in the second half with the rush, the pass rush. They had a very difficult time handling it. Of course, they had fumbles and some other things, but they've gotten to where they can handle that rush very well with the quick slants and the quick passes to the tight end and the quick hits, that sort of thing. But in any event, defensively has been the biggest surprise. They've gotten the defensive ends to the outside. They're getting penetration, putting rush on the passer, and they have improved tremendously.
The toss was won by Kentucky. The Wildcats defer to the second half. Tennessee will receive. Kentucky will defend the north goal, the wind at its back. And Tennessee will skip back deep, Summers and Fair. And kicking off will be Brian Savinsky, the senior for the Wildcats, who are wearing blue with white numerals and white football pants. Tennessee wearing all white with orange numerals trimmed in black. Grass surface, wind at the back of Kentucky as the Volunteers take on the Wildcats. Kentucky coming in 4-6, Tennessee coming in with a record of 8-1. In the conference, Tennessee 5-1, and Kentucky is 2-5. Both, of course, play in the east of the Southeastern Conference divisions. As here comes the kick by Savinsky. It's going to be a squibber. Takes a bounce, is pulled down by an up back, taken there by Summers at the 15. Summers gets to the 20, breaks a tackle to the 26 or 7-yard line, and is finally rolled down at that point where Tennessee will go on offense as Reggie Rusk is there to make the tackle for the Wildcats. For Tennessee, the offensive line will be Rideau and Poole at tackles, Lehman and Peterson at guards. Smith will be the center. And the quarterback will be Peyton Manning, the sophomore from New Orleans, as Kentucky basically deploys in a 4-man line. The ball is on the right hash mark as Tennessee comes in the I formation. 2 flankers left, 1 to the right. This is Manning on play action, looking to throw, rolling near, pass downfield, man wide open. That's Nash dropping the ball as he had it momentarily at the Kentucky 45-yard line. Lehman Boyd was pursuing him, but the pass was on target and dropped, Bill.
Boy, perfect. I don't know. He came out there, a little bit of a play action on that thing, and Nash had his man beaten 2 steps. That was a touchdown if he just catches the ball right in his hands.
As it is, it's 2nd down and 10. 2nd down and 10 for Tennessee as Manning greets Nash, and Nash is saying, how did I drop that ball? It will be 2nd down and 10. Tennessee with the ball at its own 27-yard line. Kentucky stays with 4 down linemen. That's Thomas, Key, Schlegel. Jay Graham, the tailback for Tennessee, gets the pitch, comes to the near side, cuts upfield, 30. This is Jay Graham battling his way to the 35-yard line. Good cutback against the grain as he got a block in the corner. Manning looks, pass downfield, complete. Yanked down at the 40-yard line by Joey Kent, who really took a lick from the defensive back coming over to nail him, that being George Harris, but he holds on to the ball, and it will be for Tennessee 1st down and 10 to go.
The widespread, I think Kentucky's going to have a lot of problems covering those people, John. That was a good tackle by the corner over there, but the man was wide open, got the 1st down yardage. That's all the play was designed for.
Back to an I formation on 1st down and 10 for the Volunteers just outside the Tennessee 40-yard line. Manning off play action, looking across the middle. Pass is incomplete. It was intended for Marcus Nash, again diagonaling left-right. Somebody might have got a hand on the ball, one of the linebackers, perhaps Chad Hudson, and the ball flutters downfield incomplete. So, thus far, it's Manning 1 of 3 in this game. Kentucky is coached by Bill Curry in his 6th year. His record here, 22-44. On offense, Elliot Uzelac, Ray Dorr, Mike Drake, Dave Magusa, and Joker Phillips. Tennessee to the line into the I formation, 2nd down and 10. This is Manning giving the ball off to Nash, to Graham. Graham is hit behind the line of scrimmage and is carried out of bounds. Initially met by Schellenberger and also Dante Key. Nothing there as the Kentucky defense gets great penetration against the Volunteers, and so Tennessee yards to go. Tennessee with a single running back, Graham. Kentucky 3 down linemen dropping people back to defend against the pass. Manning being pursued, looking. Here's the pass upfield, thrown away, incomplete. It was intended for Marcus Nash, but it's over him, and the Kentucky defense has thwarted Tennessee in the first possession. And so into the game for Tennessee, punting into the wind, will be Larry Binion at 6'3", 190, a junior. Binion to punt. Snap. Ross is on. Punt is away. Oh, he bangs it. This is Binion sending the receiver all the way back to his 15-yard line. Tennessee pursuing downfield. He gives ground too much. He is nailed and dumped at the 15-yard line by Ronnie Pillow as Binion kicks and Sanford returns. 48 yards on the punt.
That was a good punt, too, John. That thing into the wind. It bore right into the wind. Had good hang time. That was one of his better kicks.
So Kentucky goes on offense. The quarterback is number 7, Billy Jack Haskins from Paducah, Kentucky. The tailback, Bo Williams, number 10. As Kentucky comes to the line with a single running back, Bo Williams. Wide receivers left and right, 2 tight ends in the football game against Tennessee with a 4-man front. Williams, the tailback, looking it over Haskins. Haskins back to throw, looking. Long pass downfield is going to be incomplete. Battling the intended receiver was Kevin Colvin, battling with Torrey Noel stride for stride, and the Kentucky fans, Bill, think there was some bumping going on. As both teams come out throwing on first down, both go incomplete. Kentucky now changing its offensive set, setting 2 wideouts to the left side. Williams, the tailback. This is Williams cutting upfield, and Williams slashes through his hit. There's a scramble for a loose ball, and he might have been down, I think he was, before the ball squirms free. Deron Jenkins slides up to make the tackle on Williams, who did not make it to the 20-yard line. Back to throw. There's the man. Pass upfield, complete. Yanked down here at the 29-yard line by Antonio O'Farrell, who curls into the interior, and right on target is Haskins for what will be enough for the first down and 10 to go. Jenkins and Hines make the tackle, but Kentucky picks up the first down on the pass from Haskins to O'Farrell. O'Farrell came to Kentucky's now a senior, was a quarterback actually, and started 5 or 6 games in his freshman and sophomore years. First down 10 for the Wildcats. 0-0 the score. Ball just shy of the 30-yard line. As Haskins hands it off here to Williams. Williams turns the corner, and Tennessee plays it well as Deron Jenkins comes up from his cornerback position to up-end him, but he gains right at 2.5 yards on the play. Second down upcoming in a scoreless game. Kentucky will have the ball at about the 32-yard line. Tennessee took the opening kickoff, picked up 1 first down, then stymied by the Kentucky defense, and the Wildcats have picked up a first down as well after a 48-yard Larry Binion punt. Kentucky to the line. Single running back is Williams. Flankers left and right. Tennessee, 4 down linemen. Linebackers up tight. This will be Haskins. Back to throw. Being pursued. Pass upfield is pulled down. Yanked there by James Tucker, who makes the reception at the 40-yard line and is then rolled out of bounds close to a first down by Terry Fair. That was Tucker, a 6'2", 204 sophomore from Arlington, Texas.
But Kentucky's been able to hit the pass.
It's first down for the Wildcats. 0-0 the score. Ball at the 41-yard line of Kentucky. As this will be the give to Williams. He's got running room, and he comes bursting up the middle, and he rams his way past the 45-yard line to the 47. He's tackled there by Raymond Austin, but the passing game opens it up a little on the inside, and running behind the blocking of Jackson and leaning, this was Bo Williams, who crashes forward for a gain of right at 5 yards. 3 carries, 9 yards for the junior. And Kentucky moving with the football at its 47-yard line. Tennessee, 4 down lineman. Man in motion for Kentucky. From left to right will be Coleman, the freshman. And this is Haskins, again giving the ball this time to Mo Williams. Mo Williams starts left, nothing there. He breaks free from a tackle, spins back to the near side, carries past midfield, and fights his way down to the Tennessee 48-yard line. Very, very close to another first down. Austin and Noel make the territory for the first time at the 48-yard line. Williams is the tailback. Quarterback Haskins sizes it up. Play action. Looking across the middle. Man wide open. Pass downfield is dropped. Craig Yeast was absolutely wide open at the 10-yard line. Had nothing but clear sailing to the end zone, and he dropped the football.
Well, that's a tough break for Kentucky. Tennessee lost 1-2 on the first play of the game. Could have been a touchdown, but that time went off the play action. A great fake by Haskins at the quarterback, and to Mo Williams right up the gut. It fooled everybody.
Oh, so close. Again to the line. Tennessee now with 4 down linemen, bringing a linebacker Gallion up at the outside on the left into the boundary side as Haskins takes a straight drop. There's the pass deflected by a leaping lineman of the Volunteers. Incomplete. Might have been Burton coming from the right side or someone else. Anyway, the ball, as Haskins was tightly tucked in the pocket, and Tennessee was surging and deflected the ball down. So it's going to be 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Haskins on the year, 82 of 135, 4 touchdowns. His longest pass completion, 57 yards. He has been intercepted 6 times. Into the lineup, bringing the play will be James Tucker, a wide receiver, who will skip along with O'Farrell to the left side, and Yeast comes into the boundary right as a split receiver. Tennessee brings 5 linemen. Here comes the blitz. This will be Haskins back to throw in heavy traffic. He is sacked. Well, the blitz came and Kentucky just could do nothing with it, and he's dumped all the way back in Kentucky territory at the 44-yard line.
Yeah, good pressure that time, John. Everybody was coming in there. They just drove the offense, Kentucky's offensive line back into Haskins, and he had no chance.
The credit goes, I think, to Ron Green or Tyrone Hines for the sack. That's the 33rd sack of the year by Tennessee defensively. 4th down, deep will be to receive Summers as Carter will be punting, gets the punt away. The left footer hangs it high. Summers chasing to the near side. Under the ball, makes the catch at the 20, returns to the 24, 25, just short of the 25-yard line. Hello. And it will be Manning checking off as Kentucky changes its defense, bringing a safety up. And the safety comes in on a blitz, and Tennessee reacts with a pass to Kent, who makes the catch at the 29-yard line and twists forward to the 31, where he is nailed by Keo Wilson. So smelling the blitz from the safety man crashing up there, Bill, it was Manning connecting.
Yeah, they showed it, and then he came right back and came with the blitz anyway. Manning had made the audible, but I would have thought the audible would have been a slant inside instead of what they threw.
For Tennessee, 2nd down, 2.5 yards to go. Again, that offset eye to the left. This is Graham cutting back. He will go rambling through the right side of the line. This is Graham at the 30. Graham to the 35-yard line. Nailed as he gets there by Lehman Boyd with help from Hudson. That should be enough, and is 1st down, 10 to go for Tennessee. Graham averaging 5.2 yards per carry. His longest run, 75 yards, 11 touchdowns. He's also received 14 passes for 112 yards. The Volunteers 1st down and 10, nothing the score at the Tennessee 36-yard line. The offset eye to the right side, receivers left and right, tight end to the right side as Manning back to throw pass is pulled down, a tackle broken at the 38, to the 40, to the 45, upfield to the 46-yard line goes Greg Kyler. Lehman Boyd finally comes over to make the tackle on him, but Kyler put quite a move on the corner to break free and move for what would be, I think, a 1st down.
The safety had not gotten over there, John. That's a pretty good reaction with the safety man getting over there to cover for the corner. Corner missed it, came up, tried to make the play on it too quick, and he missed him. It could have been a big one.
Tennessee will send Kyler wide to the right side. Dustin Moore is in as a tight end on 1st down in a scoreless game. Kentucky with 4 down linemen. This will be Manning faking, looking, being pursued. Pass downfield, complete. Pulled down by Joey Kent, who makes the catch at the 45 to the 40. This is Kent carrying down to the 35, and he's knocked out of bounds by Reggie Rusk and George Harris, and will wait till they spot the ball far across the field. It will be in the vicinity of the 32-yard line when it's finally spotted in Kentucky territory. Again, great adaptation by Manning. As he was really being rushed, he then pirouetted to the left, picked up the fleet Kent dashing through the secondary, and the pickup on the play is 21 yards, and it's 1st down. Spot the ball at the 32-yard line of the Wildcats. Tennessee back into an eye with Eric Lane in there at fullback. This is Graham, left side, breaks it, into the middle he goes. This is Jay Graham with the football. He's at the 30, he's at the 25, down to the 20, and he lashes down inside the 20 to the 17-yard line, where Boyd makes the tackle. A swath in the right side, as blocking is Smith and Poole, and this is Jay Graham with a great cutback.
A huge hole in there, yeah, in the hole. Had some people out in front of him. He's about to run over his blockers out there. John caught Kentucky coming in a blitz, popped it in the middle.
4 plays, 4 first downs for Tennessee. Spot the ball at the Cats' 17-yard line. Flankers left and right, tight end to the left side. This will be the fullback. Crunching forward, Eric Lane. Lane gets a little running room. He's at the 15, and he twists and turns down close to the 10. Knocked down as he gets there by Chad Hudson. Eric Lane, his 18th carry of the year. Now he has amassed a total of right at 70 yards, maybe 71. Anyway, Tennessee will hand the ball. It will be 2nd down and 4 yards to go. Very, very close to the 10-yard line. Up to the line comes Manning, under the center, in the I formation. Graham is the tailback against a 4-man front. Tight end to the left side. This will be Graham, starting left, cutting right. This is Graham slicing his way dangerously close to the 5-yard line. Knocked down as he gets there by Schellenberger. And the officials lining it up and indicate that it is 1st down and goal to go.
Tennessee's offensive line just blowing some huge holes in the Kentucky front. They can't stop the Tennessee power surge on them there, John. At one time they handed off to the fullback up the gut. Tennessee's offensive line just pushed everybody back. No running room in there. He just followed all these linemen down the field for about 7 yards.
Spot the ball at the 6-yard line. Tennessee in an I formation. Manning back to throw, looking into the end zone. Nobody open, giving ground. Throws the ball downfield. It is incomplete, overthrown. As Kentucky had everybody covered and Manning trying to pick out somebody open, there was nobody there, and he simply throws the ball away. The 6, a little beyond the 6, but we'll round it off at that point. The ball's in an offset I with Graham, the tailback. Manning gives the misdirection. This is Graham. Starts left, cuts right. Noses the ball as he plants past the 5-yard line and cuts it down very, very close to the goal line. I'm going to guess about the 2-yard line. George Harris makes the tackle on Graham, and it is inside the 3, down to the 2-yard line, where Tennessee will have a 3rd down and goal to go. Why do I say guess? Our seat is at the 20-yard line at the south end, and the ball is at the 2-yard line at the north end. So it's going to be Tennessee, 3rd down and 2. 0-0 to score. The Volunteers to the line. Kentucky digging in. Manning at quarterback for Tennessee in a straight I formation. Manning fakes, looks into the end zone. Give it. No, he dropped it. Pfeiffer had it and dropped it. Pfeiffer had it for a minute and dropped it, and we waited until the ball goes incomplete, and Tennessee's going to insert the field goal kicking unit. As the pass from Manning went to Pfeiffer, and it's another drop.
Tennessee's having trouble. Everybody's having trouble holding on the ball today, John. Kentucky, of course, dropped a TD. I was a little bit surprised to see that play action there on the goal line, as well as Tennessee's offensive line's been knocking Kentucky back.
Jeff Hall in to attempt. He's 12 of 18. This one will be about a 20-yarder. The kick is up by Hall. Did he make it? He made it. This is Jeff Hall hitting it. It's going to be a squibber. Taken by an up back all the way at the 35-yard line. Back to the 40, and he's finally ridden out of bounds as he carries the ball up to about, well, they say he went out of bounds back at the 35-yard line. He being Rob Homburg. So Kentucky will hand the ball at its 35-yard line. 1st down and 10 to go, as just sort of a line drive, almost spinning kick downfield. So it will be 1st down and 10 to go for the Wildcats. On the year, Kentucky rushing for 198 yards per game. In the year, 121. Their total offense, 319 yards per game. Here they come to the line with Mo Williams as the tailback. And this will be Williams starting the left side, and there is nobody there but Leonard Little. And Williams is met and dropped and thrown for a loss. Head up, Bill.
That's tough. When you They've been mixing the pass so far in the game, but that's what we were talking about earlier. When you depend on one guy to carry the load so much for you, people just zero in on you. Little was right in his face.
-2. Second down, 12. The score with the ball on the 34-yard line of Kentucky. Tennessee 3, the Wildcats nothing. Wide to the left goes Tucker. Wide to the near side comes Coleman, who is playing. Actually, he's a true freshman. This is only his third game. This will be Haskins back to throw with time. Long pass downfield. The man is there. That's Coleman all by himself at the 35 to the 30 to the 25 to the 20 to the 15. He is caught from behind and pulled down at the 9-yard line by Torrey Noel. But Haskins is on target to the aforementioned Coleman, who got into the clear all by himself and was overtaken, and it's got to be first down and goal to go for the Wildcats.
The play action inside, and they got behind him.
Tennessee leads 3-0, but Kentucky with a big pass play. And now the Cats go into that I formation, bringing Schellenberger in there at fullback. He moved. The handoff goes there to Mo Williams. Williams to the left side. He has the ball at the 5. He breaks it down to the 3, into the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky. Mo Williams slicing through the left side, and he carries in, and the Wildcats jump on top of Tennessee 6-3. And it comes on that brilliant pass play of 58 yards from Haskins to Coleman, and then on the very next play, driving through the left side, comes Mo Williams, scoring his 15th touchdown of the year. In to attempt the extra point will be Brian Johnson, as Speedy will be holding. Speedy is from Franklin, Tennessee, a quarterback. Snap down. Kick is in the air. This kick by Johnson is good, and Kentucky leads Tennessee 7-3. Oops. Kick hit well by Savinsky. Backing Fair up in the end zone, and he will down the ball. And so Tennessee will go after the touchback on offense. First down and 10 to go at the 20-yard line, as this Kentucky team, Bill, is ready to play.
They're fired up. The momentum's on their side now, John. That's a big play for them. Tennessee needs to come back on this series and kind of quieten them, get the ball down and put some points on the board.
I'm in there as the tail. Gives to Graham. Tries the corner. Nothing there. Thrown for a loss at the 18-yard line by Jason Thomas, 6'5", 259 freshman. As Graham looked for running room, and there was nothing there, and it's going to be second down at 12.
Not a thing. The defensive front of Kentucky.
Sacked, 20 touchdowns, 3 intercepted passes. Second down right at 12 for Tennessee, trailing 7-3. Manning off play action, looking across the middle. Pass is intercepted. Kentucky picked off at the 35-yard line as it was intended for Nash, and Lehman Boyd makes the interception, and the Wildcats have it.
Yeah, that extra man in there, and I don't think Manning saw him, John. They were in the 3-man rush back there and dropped the man, another man back in the secondary, and Peyton threw it right into the crowd.
And so the interception streak, number of receptions by passes by Manning without an interception, is broken, and Kentucky is right back on offense, leading 7-3 with 3:14 to go at the Tennessee 35-yard line. Here they come with Haskins rolling to the near side, looking to throw. Pass downfield, completed the 30, and working his way down to the 26-yard line is Antonio O'Farrell. Knee dragging the ground at the 27, says the official. Now 5-man front with Williams as the tailback. 2 flankers left, 1 to the right. Tennessee now creeps a linebacker up tighter, as this will be Williams carrying through the right side, and Williams bangs his way for the first down, moving past the Tennessee 25 down to the 24-yard line. Gallion teams up with Little on the tackle at that point. Has lost to Georgia, Mississippi State, and Vanderbilt before beating Cincinnati. For Kentucky, first down and 10 to go at the Tennessee 23-yard line. Man in motion is Coleman. This is the give to Williams, and Williams comes pounding through the left side of the line, just lowers his head and crashes inside Tennessee's 20 to the 19-yard line, where Green makes the tackle on him. He hits with authority through the left side of the line as Williams picks up 4, and it will be for Kentucky leading 7-3. Second down, 6 yards to go at the Volunteer 19-yard line. 1:40 to go in the first quarter. Thus far, Williams, 8 carries, 29 yards. On the other side, Graham for Tennessee, 7 carries, 31 yards. Turnover a moment ago. A pass interception by Kentucky, leading 7-3, and it will be second down and 6 inside Tennessee's 20. Haskins looking over the 4-man front. gives off to Williams. Williams through the right side, twists and turns and battles his way down close to the 16-yard line. Shane Burton is there to make the tackle. He needs to get the ball down to the 13 for the Kentucky. Skips a wide receiver left with Coleman as a slot man to that side. Coleman, the big reception that set up Kentucky's touchdown. Haskins on 3rd down and 4. Off play action, looking across the middle, pass is complete. It will be a first down to Tucker, who fights his way to the 11-yard line. So Kentucky goes to the air, and Tucker runs a route to the far side, comes back to make the catch, and has the first down.
Yeah, I tell you what, Kentucky's mixing their plays very well, John. And, of course, most of their passing games coming off of the play action stuff. But they're splitting some people out, spreading the field a little bit, and just giving it power running in there with Williams, and then come right back with the play action, and it's working.
30 seconds to go as the clock is rewound after the marking of the ball for the first down. Kentucky first down at the Tennessee 11.5-yard line, leading 7-3. The Wildcats with Haskins handing off to Williams, and Williams doesn't get much through the left side. Gets back to the line. That's about it. Williams is met by Green and Little as Kentucky leads by a score of 7-3, nearing the end of the first period of this football game, and the Kentucky crowd in a frenzy. It could be a big, big high moment for the Wildcats, who lead at the end of the first quarter 7-3. Tennessee moving around on defense. Haskins hands off to Williams. Williams breaks one tackle, but not a second, and he's ridden down about at the line of scrimmage, as it was Torrey Noel who comes up from his safety position first in the flow. Then Steve White slides out to help. It will be 3rd down, still right at, well, a little less than 10 yards to go, with Kentucky leading 7-3. 3rd down and 10 yards to go for a first down, 11 yards to go for a touchdown. Williams is the tailback. Yeast right to the left side, Coleman. Haskins on play action is in trouble and is sacked and fumbles the ball, but it's been recovered at the 17-yard line by Kentucky. Tennessee comes with White and Little, who sack him, and the ball squirts free, but Kentucky alertly pounces on it.
Play action's not very effective when it's 3rd and 10s. Nobody paid any attention to the play action. They just came through there blitzing, and boom.
That will set up a field goal attempt by Brian Johnson, 5'8", 162, a transfer from Marshall University. This will be of 34 yards into the wind. Kentucky leading 7-3. Waiting for the snap. There it is. It's down, and the kick is in the air, and it is good. So Kentucky builds its lead to 7. Tennessee escapes with only a field goal, but Kentucky gets the field goal from Brian Johnson that wanders through the uprights, and it will be 10-3, Kentucky leading. Hour of highlights from today's game comes your way tomorrow as the UTV Network brings you the Philip Fulmer Show. See it tomorrow in the Tri-Cities on Channel 5, 11:30 a.m. Knoxville, Channel 10, 9 a.m. Nashville, Channel 2, 1 p.m. Chattanooga, Channel 9, 1 p.m. Memphis and Jackson, Channel 24, 10:30 p.m. And on Sports South Cable Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. Here's the kickoff. It will be short. Tennessee has an up receiver to ask for and make the catch. And the catch is made there. And the man who makes the catch is Al Wilson, who breaks a tackle at the 25, moves to the 30, carries the ball to the 35. And Wilson, the freshman from Jackson, finally will be hauled down at the Tennessee 36-yard line. It was Dele Ali who was there to make the tackle. Tennessee goes on offense, trailing in the game 10-3. And the Wildcats adjust their defense. The last time Tennessee had the ball, Peyton Manning coughed up his 4th interception of the year. And Kentucky got a field goal after the interception. This is Manning. Set up a screen to the near side. Kyler, but he's in trouble. Kyler gets away from one man, is pushed out of bounds after picking up a yard or 2 or maybe 3 by Littleton Ward. As Tennessee set the screen up, but Ward came blasting through the interference downfield and makes the tackle. And as they bring the ball in from the near sideline, where we are partially screened by the Kentucky players, it will be spotted at the 41-yard line. And for Tennessee, it will be 2nd down and 6. Kent now is a wide receiver to the right side. The balls go with 2 receivers left. A running back is Graham, and the fullback actually is a tight end who's a wing back to the near side. Manning sizes up the defense, looks to throw, pass is deflected, and almost intercepted by a leaping cat. It was intended for Joey Kent. Tipped by one of the linemen. I think it might have been Marvin Major, and then it falls incomplete, and so Tennessee is faced with 3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Boy, Harris, the cornerback, almost had that one, John. He got up there and got to it, but he just couldn't hold on to it.
So it will be Tennessee to the line. The Volunteers scoring in their 2nd possession. It was a field goal, but Kentucky has scored a touchdown and a field goal to lead by a score of 10-3. 3-man front as Tennessee goes into a shotgun. Manning back to throw, looking across the middle. There's the pass. It is pulled down by Tennessee at the 48, fighting to the 49-yard line. Will come Greg Tyler, and I think that will be enough for the 1st down. It is. 1st down, 10 to go. Tennessee, a lot of receivers spreading the field. Manning had to look past 1, past 2, then went to Kyler, and it's complete for the 1st down.
He had plenty of time. 3-man rush. The offensive line did a good job, and he stepped up in there and bought a little more time. He finally picked up Kyler coming underneath there and got the ball to him for the 1st.
Just short of midfield as Tennessee sends 3 wide receivers to the left side, an I formation against a 4-man Kentucky front. This is Graham starting through the left side. Not much there. He crashes forward for a couple of yards down to the 48-yard line as Graham carries, and Mike Schlegel at 6'5", 249, a senior, makes the tackle. It's 13 losses, 3 ties. Tennessee will now have it 2nd down and a good 8 yards to go, trailing 10-3 with 12:23 to go in the 1st half of the game. For the Volunteers, 2 wide receivers to the right side. Kentucky with 4 men to rush, and this will be Graham trying the left side, pops through 1 tackle, has the ball at the 45, and this is Graham, who then knocks it down just shy of the 40-yard line to the 41 in the grasp of George Harris, the cornerback who makes the tackle a yard shy of the 1st. Manning lines it up. It's going to be for Tennessee 3rd down and a yard to go as Kentucky reacts, getting some big people in there into a virtual goal line defense, trying to thwart Tennessee here on what will be 3rd down and a yard. And they have a 6-man, almost 8-man line. Manning for Tennessee gives to Graham. Graham tries through the right side, breaks a tackle. Graham with the football, has it at the 40, spins to the 38, fights his way down to the 34-yard line, and was 1 step from breaking it as he pounded through 2 would-be tacklers at the line of scrimmage. Has the 1st down, but might have gone even further.
Kentucky really stuffed it up inside. You're just about like a goal line stance, as you said, John, and Graham hit in there off tackle and bounced to the outside and was able to get out there, and the cornerbacks, everybody up there, he almost got away.
So it will be for Tennessee 1st down and 10 to go, trailing 10-3 at the 34-yard line of the Wildcats. Manning, Graham, fakes. Manning going deep down into the end zone. The receiver is there. The pass is overthrown, incomplete, intended for Greg Kyler. He was defended by Littleton Ward. And so it will be for Tennessee going for the home run, incomplete, 2nd down and 14 for 59 yards. He has 2 wide receivers to the left side, 1 into the boundary right with a single running back, Jay Graham. Tight end in the game is Manning. On a draw, gives to Graham. Graham starts right, cuts left. This is Graham nudging the ball past the 30, lowers his head and crashes down close to the 25-yard line. Snarden makes the tackle on him, but once again, Tennessee's offensive line doing a good job that time on the delay or draw, and then Graham on his own turns it down about a yard and a half short of the 1st. 3rd down upcoming, and Tennessee will insert some big people. Out go wide receivers, in come tight ends, and for Kentucky reacting, out go cornerbacks, and in come big linemen.
Big linemen, I'm talking about. Biggest they got.
So Tennessee to the line. A power I set to the wide side of the field left. Kentucky 8-man front. Pitch goes to Graham. Juggles the ball, picks it up, but is going to be thrown for a loss. As he took the pitch, lost the handle, and ends up back at the 30-yard line after miraculously holding on to the ball. And Tennessee sees Reggie Rust make the pin on Grady Price with Ingram to snap. And this will be a 46-yard field goal try by Jeff Hall. Hall gets the kick. It's end over ending its way downfield, and the kick is good. So there's time out of the field of play as Kentucky. Here's the kick by Hall. It will be 6 yards deep in the end zone, and it will be down by Harris. And so after the touchback, Kentucky goes on offense at the 20-yard line, 1st down and 10 to go. On the year, Kentucky has been guilty of 16 turnovers. The opposition 23. So Kentucky's plus in that department. And Kentucky has basically been a running team, as we've mentioned time after time, thanks to the outstanding performance of the SEC's leading rusher, Mo Williams, the tailback. It is now 10-6 as Kentucky has the ball at the 20-yard line, and it is Williams at tailback against a four-man Tennessee front. Two flankers to the left for the Wildcats as Haskins looks it over. Haskins gives off to Williams, and Williams is going to be dumped for no gain, actually a loss of half a yard as Ron Green penetrates and makes the tackle. It's clear, Bill, Tennessee's going to stop the run, and that's what cost them earlier on that play-action pass completion downfield to set up this touchdown.
Yeah, they're moving up playing Mo Williams. He's having a difficult time getting any running room at all inside there. But as you say, that play-action that they've used has been very effective. They've caught the safety people coming up trying to make tackles.
12 carries, 31 yards for Mo Williams as Kentucky comes to the line, second down and 11 at its 19-yard line. Haskins at quarterback, four-man front. Haskins off play action, waiting, looking, pass downfield is going to be incomplete. Nobody was open. Tennessee had the receiver, and it was probably Yeast, the man closest to the ball, but it was far over him, and perhaps Haskins felt footsteps from the back end. The tailback against a four-man front. Haskins sizes up Tennessee's defensive alignment. Straight drop back to throw. This will be the pass across the middle that is pulled down. Tackle broken with the football at the 25 to the 30 to the 35. It will be a first down to Mo Williams, who makes the catch. Finally, Hines makes the tackle, but Haskins, feeling the pressure as Tennessee almost got to him, stood up there and picked up his tailback, who makes on the year his 17th catch and picks up a first down and 10 to go.
He was wide open. That's the play action. He just went in, faked the run, and nobody took him. He found the open spot right over the middle. Haskins couldn't find anybody to throw the ball to. He finally picked him up, dumped it to him, and he did a good job running to get the first down.
It's first down for the Wildcats, and it will be at about the 39-yard line. Man in motion, left to right, Coleman. The give is to Williams, running to the outside. Williams tries to turn the corner, but is then somersaulted down after a gain of a yard to the 40 by Teron Jenkins. Trying to go wide was Williams. Tennessee reacted with two defenders out there on him. Tennessee, Cliff Bailey from Trezevant, Thad Corbin from Springfield, Jeff Speedy, a quarterback from Franklin. Tennessee, three players from Kentucky, Chester Ford, Sean Johnson, and Brad Lampley. Kentucky, second down and 8. Single running back, flankers left and right. Man in motion will be Tucker from right to left. And here will be the reverse given off to the receiver, who is Yeast, who is caught behind the line by Leonard Little, tries to twist free of him, simply cannot do so, and that reverse didn't work too well. It's a loss all the way back to the 29-yard line.
Leonard Little read that all the way, John. And of course, the containment, he kept his containment coming up the field, and when they tossed a reverse, he was right there. Had they been able to get around Little, they might have had some pretty good yardage, but he just messed up the whole play.
And so it's a loss all the way back down to the 29, minus 12. And so it will be third down and 20. Yeast wide to the right as receiver, two wide receivers to the left side. Tennessee, four linemen to rush, as this will be Haskins back to throw. Haskins being pressured, Haskins being sacked at the 22-yard line by Steve White. And so Kentucky, leading by a score of 10-6, picks up a first down on the pass play to Williams, and then Tennessee stops them. The big loss being on the reverse that didn't pan out at all. And now Tennessee with another sack, its second of the football game. And this is minus 6. So Kentucky will have Jimmy Carter, the left footer, to punt. Deep for Tennessee will be both Fair and Summers. 9 men to rush. Score 10-6 Kentucky. Snap, rush, punt away. High, very short. Tennessee going to let the ball bounce, which it does, and it skips out of bounds short of midfield. Let's take a break for your Vol Radio Network station. With timeout, 6:05 to go in the first half. The score, Kentucky 10, Tennessee 6. This will be Mark Levine hopping through the left side of the line, and he squirts from the 47 to the 43.5-yard line. Tackled as he gets there by Mark Jacobs. The fullback is about 2 steps to the left out of the eye, and Manning back to throw. Here's the pass, pulled down by Levine at the 45. Speeds it to the 40. Is knocked out of bounds after picking up a first out at the Kentucky 28-yard line by Littleton Ward. Good speed to the corner by Mark Levine, making his 4th catch of the year. And Tennessee has it first down, still trailing in the game, Bill Anderson, 10-6.
Well, they've got a little bit of the Tennessee's defensive side of the ball. I felt like in that last series really picked up the intensity a little bit, and now it looks like the offense is coming out, and they've hit a big play, good play, using their speed, get the first down.
Tennessee trailing 10-6 against a 4-man front. Manning pitches to Levine, wants the corner, finds it momentarily, and slashes through as he darts inside the 30 and falls forward to the 26-yard line as Levine is knocked down by David Snardon. Spot the ball at the 26, a much bigger gain, Bill, than it appeared to me. All of a sudden, he's down there picking up 7 yards. It looked like about a 3-yard gain to me.
Yeah, not a whole lot of room inside there, John. I think Tennessee's offensive line can just blow them back out of there, and they can take the running game at Kentucky anytime they want to, it looks like.
Second down, right at 3 yards to go for Tennessee, trailing 10-6. This will be Manning. Play action, rolling to the near side. Pass downfield, incomplete. Intended for Marcus Nash, who had his hand on it. It would have been a great catch had he made it, but he had a chance to make the catch. Lehman Boyd was defending against the shotgun. Go the Volunteers with 5 receivers against a 3-man rush. Is Peyton Manning back to throw. Manning looking, waiting, pass upfield that's incomplete. That bounced. It was on a trap. Caught, but the pass goes incomplete. It was grabbed by Peerless Price, but it ricocheted off the turf, and so Tennessee once more comes up, apparently without a TD. And the Volunteers will be getting Jeff Hall back into the football game. It is now at the 27, so it will be a 44-yard field goal try with the score Kentucky 10, Tennessee 6. And the Volunteers will go for this field goal as Hall has 2 in this game. He's 14 of 20 on the year. The score, 10-6 Kentucky. 4:42 to go in the first half. The kick by Hall is in the air. Angling downfield, and this one is no good. Off to the left. A break for our stations, as with 4:37, Kentucky maintains its advantage. Back in a moment after telling you the score. Kentucky 10, Tennessee 6. This will be Haskins on the option, keeping, turning upfield, running room. Haskins has the ball to the 30, to the 35, carries all the way to the 40-yard line, tackled by Craig King, but it's Haskins on the option, who now has carried the ball on the year for 98 times. That a big gain that time. A pickup of right at 15 yards or more. We'll get the exact total coming to the line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 into the boundary to the left side. Williams, the standing tailback. Tennessee coming with the blitz. Back to throw. This will be Haskins being nailed, and as he falls down, he flips the pass downfield, far short of the intended receiver, as Leonard Little had him in his grasp, and Haskins, who came in with an injured shoulder throw. The pass downfield is going to be complete. Pulled down by Craig Yeast far across the field, and it seems to be enough for the first down in the vicinity of the Tennessee 48-yard line. Deron Jenkins makes the tackle, but that was Haskins throwing a very long pass, not necessarily north to south, but far across the field, but he was on target, and Yeast was there to make the tackle, and it will be first down, 10 to go for the Wildcats at the Tennessee 48-yard line, with 4 minutes exactly to go in the first half of the game, and Kentucky leading 10-6. Once more, Kentucky to the line. Tennessee 5 down linemen. This will be Haskins giving off to Williams, and Williams is going to be swarmed and thrown for a loss. Back to the Kentucky 49, they mark forward progress. Leonard Little and Scott Gallion teaming up, as Gallion, we said, came up to make that a 5-man front. But Kentucky's been able to strike through the air. Haskins bills 7 of 12 for 123 yards.
Yeah, he's done a pretty good job. There's nothing fancy about what he's doing, John, but that was an excellent throw for that the one he just threw for the first down on this series, because long ways across the field. He had good timing on it. He released it before the receiver ever broke to the outside, and it was right on the money.
So here it is, 2nd down and 12 yards to go after the 2-yard loss on the first down play. Haskins up under center. Rolls to the near side looking to throw. This is Haskins going to run with the football, and he is nailed for a loss of maybe a yard on the play by Leonard Little. He was looking to throw, no chance, so he is dumped on the sack. And as they spot the ball, it will be back at the 46-yard line. Kentucky needs to get the ball downfield to the first down, and it's about 13 yards to go. I don't see the lead marker for there. There it is, down at the 39-yard line. And the ball rests now at the Tennessee 46, so it's going to be third down and 15 with 2:40 to go in the first half, and Kentucky leading 10-6. Ball at the Cat 47-yard line. This will be Haskins. Under pressure, pass out in the flat, pull down by Williams. Makes a great cut. Williams breaks to the outside. This is Williams with the ball at the 50. 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Knocked out of bounds at the 1-yard line by Torrey Noel. But Kentucky goes to Williams, and Williams almost goes the distance.
That was a quick screen, and it was set up beautifully. Tennessee came with the strong rush blitz from the right side, and they just dumped it over the blitz, caught him there, got the great block out front. 2 offensive linemen out in front of him.
And Williams really just turns it on, racing down the far sideline. 10-6 the score, Kentucky leading with 2:21 to go in the first half of the game, and the Wildcats will line up now in that into a straight I set. The fullback is Schellenberger. McLaurin has gone at tailback, replacing Williams. Haskins, the quarterback. Haskins, a penalty marker down, as this will be McLaurin trying for the end zone. Did not get there, but there was a marker down on the play. Ray McLaurin on for Mo Williams, who, of course, had that 52-yard reception and run, and he will be returning to the game, I would assume, very shortly. Let's see on whom the penalty will be called.
5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
It's still goal to go, but it will be first down and 6 for the Wildcats after the illegal procedure call. Kentucky leading Tennessee 10-6 as the Volunteers got the lead 3-0. Kentucky strikes on a pass play, and right now there's going to be timeout. Let's go to the big orange on the option. Pitch comes back to Williams, turning the corner. Williams is into the end zone. Touchdown, Kentucky. As Haskins is hit but makes the pitch, and Williams turns the corner and roars in to score on the pitch, and Kentucky leads by 10.
That was an audible, John, and Tennessee came after him with penetration. The defensive end came across the line, bearing down on him. He made a great pitch to get the ball away, but once he did, and then all Mo Williams had to do is beat the halfback to the corner.
So Kentucky leads with 1:15 to go, 16-6. And here to attempt the extra point will be Brian Johnson, who has an extra point and a field goal to this point, as the kick is in the air, and this one by Johnson is good. So with 75 seconds to go in the first half of the game, the Wildcats lead Tennessee 17-6. Kentucky coming in with a record of 4-6, Tennessee 8-1, ranked 4th in the country. But the Wildcats defensively have absolutely throttled Tennessee as far as the passing game is concerned. And on the other hand, Kentucky's passing game taking up the slack as Tennessee has shut down the rushing of Mo Williams. But Kentucky has come back with 2 big pass plays, one of 58 yards to set up the first touchdown, one of 52 yards to set up the second touchdown. And then on that third down goal, the pitch to Williams made by Haskins just as he was being blasted, he being Haskins, and Williams turns the corner and streaks in to score. Fair chases it down, makes the catch at the 9. Fair to the 10, Fair to the near side 15, Fair to the 20, Fair to the 25. Fair carries the ball to the 30, onto the 37-yard line where he is tackled. A return of 27 yards by Terry Fair. Tackle made by Ali, and it will be for Tennessee. 1:07 to go in the first half. Manning at quarterback, 17-6, Kentucky leading. And the Volunteers have it first down and 10 to go and pull it back to the 36-yard line, not the 37. The ball's to the line. 2 receivers left, 1 to the right, and the tight end is a wing back to the near side. This is Manning. Play action, looking, going deep with a long pass across the middle. Joey Kent can't get to the ball, as it's all the way down to the 20-yard line, incomplete. He had the stride, but the pass simply was a bit too far. Also in there is a possible wide receiver. He's a slot man into the boundary to the near side. This is Manning. Looking, pass, pulled down by Pillow, who then steps out of bounds to stop the clock. As he moves upfield close to the 44-yard line, they'll haul the ball in and line it up at the 44, a gain of Volunteers. Trailing in the game 17-6. Graham, the sole running back behind Manning. Kentucky 3 men to rush. Manning back to throw. Looking. Pass will be pulled down by Graham, who makes the catch and then is knocked down immediately, but he has a first down as Ollie made the tackle on him, and Tennessee uses a timeout, stopping the clock with 49 seconds to go in the first half of the game. Downfield to Kent is overthrown, incomplete, stopping the clock as Tennessee signaled for a timeout. And then, of course, since the clock was stopped for the marking of the ball, Tennessee did not exercise the timeout. Maybe overruled themselves, whatever. The clock is stopped with 42 seconds to go. 17-6, Kentucky leads Tennessee in Lexington. And the Vols will have it 2nd and 10 at the Tennessee 49-yard line. Manning has 2 receivers left, 2 right. Kentucky 3 men to rush. Manning, straight drop, being pressured now. Pass downfield is incomplete. Kent had it for a moment, couldn't contain it, and so it will be 3rd down. Still 10 yards to go for the Volunteers. Vols with 10 first downs. Kentucky also has 10, but Kentucky leads 17-6. 3rd down. Manning with time. Across the middle, pass is complete. Pulled down at the 33-yard line by a sliding Marcus Nash. It was Kent, not Nash. It was Kent who made the catch. Rolling down, and the clock is stopped for the marking of the first down, and now Tennessee will use a timeout. Manning to throw. Pass downfield is going to be incomplete at the 15-yard line. And so the pass intended for Joey Kent, who gives ground, rolling to the near side, looking to throw, and throws the ball downfield. It is incomplete at the 22-yard line. As Manning smells the blitz, and Kentucky comes with it, and Manning just did not have time to get rid of the ball.
Well, I think they were expecting the 3-man rush to come. They did come with the blitz there.
To go. Tennessee is going to go to a shotgun. Kentucky 17, Tennessee 6. Tennessee has not scored a touchdown in the first half of the game against the Wildcats. Manning out of the shotgun. Here's the pressure. Manning steps up. Pass across the middle is incomplete. It was a 3rd down play. Snap is down. Hall kicks the ball. End over ending its way downfield, and the kick by Hall is good. Hall hits a 50-yarder, and it's now an 8-point game as Hall knocks it through the uprights, and Tennessee trails 17-9 with 7 seconds to go in the first half of the football game. All of Tennessee scoring from Jeff Hall, who now on the year is 15 of 22 in field goals made. Tennessee, as we said, will be playing basketball on Tuesday night against the Marathon team. Haskins to Williams. It ends up in his rushing yardage column. So he now has 89 yards rushing, 52 on that lateral pass play. Here's the kickoff coming downfield. Kentucky with the ball, breaks 1 tackle. Has it out there to the 15, out to the 20, still on his feet to the 25, to the 30, coming to the near sideline, racing down the far sideline, to the near sideline, to the 45, to the 50, down to the 45, down to the 40, knocked out of bounds at the 35-yard line, as it was Tyrone Hines and Jeff Hall teaming up to make the tackle, as Kentucky just comes out, taking up where it left off, and then some, thank you. A 51-yard return on the second half opening kickoff, and Kentucky will hand the ball, 1st down and 10 to go, at the Tennessee 34-yard line, where he was forced out of bounds. The return made by Keo Sanford, and so Kentucky on offense in Tennessee territory, leading 17-9. Tennessee's Al Wilson, shaken up on the play, pretty much under his own power, is moving from the near sideline to the far sideline, where Tennessee is stationed, and now Kentucky with the ball, leading 17-9. Second half just getting underway, and Kentucky will line up as Tennessee has 4 down linemen. The single running back is Williams. Now Tennessee brings a linebacker up on the line of scrimmage. This will be Haskins giving the ball off to Williams, and Williams lashes to the left side of the line. Williams has the ball at the 30, bangs his way down to the 26-yard line, and is tackled at the 25 by Terry Fair. Mo Williams, good blocking up the left side by Barry Jones and Andy Britt. Jason Watts in there at center. Boa will be for the ball game. It's 17-9, Kentucky leading. 2nd down and 2. This will be Williams again. Big hole up the middle. He popped it, and Williams is going to take it. Williams has the ball at the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Williams scores for the Wildcats. Popping it through the right side. Great blocking, great cutback by Williams, and Kentucky comes out blazing as the second half gets underway. 2 plays, and after that great kickoff return, it's Williams this time carrying the ball 26 yards, and Kentucky leads Tennessee by a score of 23-9.
Boy, John, he cut that thing back against the grain.
The attempt, at least, as Kentucky leads Tennessee in Lexington. And the kick is up by Johnson, and it is good. Third quarter. This is Kentucky's final game of the year. Tennessee plays Vanderbilt next week in Knoxville. We'll have the broadcast beginning at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Savinsky to kick. As here's the kick, it's going to be very, very short. Signaling for and making a fair catch up is one of the up receivers, that being Dustin Moore, who makes the fair catch at the 35-yard line of Tennessee. To an I formation. Jay Graham is the tailback. Kentucky with 4 down linemen defending against the Volunteers. Manning for Tennessee gives to Graham. Graham crunching through the left side of the line. Burrows forward for a gain of 5, maybe 6 yards. Running right at Kentucky. Dante Key makes the tackle with Mike Schlegel. For the Cats, defending in the front will be Key, Schlegel, Jacobs, Ward. Linebackers Smith, Schellenberger, Snarden. The corners are Littleton, Ward, and Wilson. The safeties, Boyd and Harris. It's a gain of right at 5 yards. Second down upcoming for Tennessee, trailing in the game 24-9. Manning stands. Pass complete. Dancing out of bounds, Joey Kent, very close to a first down at the 45-yard line. Just a snap, crisp pass out to the far sideline. It was Harris containing and forcing him out of bounds, but it will be first down, Tennessee. As Manning completes the pass, in the game he is now 11 of 27. On the other side, it's 7 of 12 for 123 yards for Kentucky. The referee asked for an official timeout to discuss the situation because the clock still has not started. The touchdown came with 13:47 to go. Still 13:47 to go. The ball at the Volunteer 46-yard line. Manning off play action. Pass is going to be caught by Kyler at the 50. Twists free and works down to the 47-yard line of Kentucky. Lamont Smith makes the tackle with Littleton Ward at that point. Pick up right at 6 yards. Tennessee going to the little passes wide to the flat left and right. First to Kent, this time to Kyler. As the balls roll, the receivers in and out of the game. Nash and Kent now leave as Tennessee will have it second down and 3.5 yards to go. An offset eye with Graham, the tailback, against a 4-man Kentucky front. Tennessee trailing 24-9. This will be Graham lashing through the left side of the line. Lowers his head and booms very, very close to a first down as he penetrates the 45-yard line of the Wildcats. Knocked down by Marvin Major. And it is a first down and 10 to go for the Vols. So Graham picks up the first down inside 13 minutes, certainly, maybe down around 12. We don't know. We cannot give you the exact time. The scoreboard is not working. Tennessee to the line. Wide to the left goes Kyler. I formation. 4-man front by Kentucky, leading 24-9 over Tennessee. This is Graham trying the left side, cuts back to the middle, has running room. Graham breaks one tackle at the 40. Graham to the 35. Graham to the 30. And it will be another first down for Tennessee as Littleton Ward makes the tackle on Jay Graham. But the pickup is right at 14 yards. And Tennessee at the 30-yard line of the Wildcats, running Bill right at Kentucky. First down, 10 to go.
Some big holes in there. He had nice run room there, John. The offensive line for Tennessee, I believe, is, I've said that before, but it looks like they're much stronger than the defensive front.
It's first and 10 for Tennessee, trailing 24-9 in the third quarter. Manning. Graham tries the outside. As he cuts back, he slips and falls forward for a gain of a yard or two. But Graham, trying to make a swerve to the middle, just lost his footing and slides down. And so it will be a gain on the play of about a yard, a little more. Second down, 9 yards to go. Graham now for the contest, 16 carries, 77 yards. As Tennessee will have it second down and 9 yards to go at the 29. Manning. Straight drop. Here comes the blitz. The pass downfield into the end zone to Fearless Price is incomplete. as Manning was blitzed, and coming after him when the safety blitz was Reggie Rust. The pass for Peerless Price overthrown as Manning threw it, and it goes incomplete.
He had to throw it before he wanted to. That safety blitz got him, John. I tell you, Kentucky has done a good job of calling the proper defenses, getting the right pressure coming at the right time, and having the right defense on for their anticipating Tennessee. They have anticipated them very well.
24-9 the score. 3rd down and 9 for Tennessee at the Kentucky 30-yard line. Manning, straight drop with time. Pass down and out is complete, and then ruled that he was out. No, he caught the ball out of bounds is the ruling by the official. Tennessee thought he had a foot in bounds. One official said he did, another one said he didn't. And so it's 4th down for Tennessee. The pass, though, caught by Kent, ruled he was out of bounds when he got control of the football. The score, 24-9. And into the game for Tennessee will come Hall to attempt a field goal. He has 3 in the game. This will be from the 37-yard line, a 47-yard attempt by Jeff Hall. 24-9 is the score, with Kentucky leading Tennessee and Lexington. High snap. He gets it down. The kick goes wandering downfield, and this time the kick by Jeff Hall is good. Timeout on the field as Kentucky gets its lead shaved a bit. Tennessee gets its 4th field goal in the game, but Kentucky, as we take a break for our stations, leads Tennessee with timeout the score. The Wildcats 24, the Volunteers 12. Deep, Harris, and Sanford for Kentucky. 11-10 unofficially to go in the 3rd quarter, we're advised. Sanford set up Kentucky's 3rd touchdown a moment ago when he returned the second half kickoff 56 yards, and 2 plays later, Mo Williams streaks in to give his team its 24th point after the extra point by Johnson. And it will be now time for the kick. Hall, who has 4 field goals in the game, will be kicking off for the Volunteers. The kick by Hall downfield. Hits it well. Chasing it down will be Sanford, a yard deep. He's going to break out of the end zone. 5, 10. In trouble, and he will be tackled as he gets to the 15-yard line. Kentucky goes on offense. 1st down and 10 to go. Sanford returning. Tackling for Tennessee, Craig King. So the Wildcats with Haskins at quarterback. Williams, the tailback, leading 24-12. 11 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter of the game. Williams will be in there at tailback for Kentucky. He had 1, maybe 2 plays on the sideline. I think 1, as I recall, after the long 52-yard run to set up the touchdown. He got a rest, then came back in after a penalty and roared in from 8 yards away back in the 1st half to give Kentucky its 17-9 lead. Right now it's 24-12 Kentucky. This is Haskins back to throw. Haskins sacked at the 8-yard line by Billy Barron. He was looking to throw. I'm not sure to whom, perhaps the tight end, who was well covered on the far side by Noel. And Haskins, his left shoulder in trouble, is coming to the sideline, and that will signal the return to action of Jeff Speedy. Well, Haskins has been playing hurt Bill Anderson all afternoon long, and he's done an outstanding job.
Yeah, I think they first hurt him. He was hurt, obviously, before the game started and had a sore shoulder. But I think when he ran that option for the big 1st down down there, he took a pretty good lick. Looked like he got up slow, and from that time on, it's just gotten worse.
It's Speedy in there, quarterback from Franklin, Tennessee, played at Brentwood Academy. Speedy is going to be nailed as a penalty marker flies as well, but Speedy comes out from center, was thinking about a pitch back to Williams, but then he was dropped by the onrushing Billy Barron. On the play, a loss of 2 yards. There's a hold against Kentucky as well, and so Tennessee must make a decision. It will be 3rd down and sizable, or 2nd down and a bit more sizable. So let's see what the call will be.
We have holding against the offense. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
So it will be 3rd down, and, well, they've got to get the ball to the 26. It now rests at the 7. What's that, 19? Back into the game, Billy Jack Haskins. Out comes Speedy for Kentucky on 3rd down long. Haskins rolling back in the end zone, looking to throw, is going to run instead as he throws the ball away, and he is knocked out of bounds after making the pass. by Leonard Little. So it's 4th down upcoming for Kentucky. And the Wildcats will be punting as Summers goes deep to receive for Tennessee. Well, an unfortunate series of plays, really, for Kentucky, as Haskins was injured, came out, and Speedy only had one chance, and he was dumped for a loss. And then Speedy comes out as Haskins comes back, and then he's can find nobody open, and, well, here it is, 4th down and long. In the end zone to punt with Carter. Dual safeties for Tennessee. Snap. The rush is on. The punt is away. High, relatively short. Up, asking for and making a fair catch, then juggling it is Summers, as that was close. And now the punt is good for 20 yards. There's a congregation of cats around Volunteers where the reception was made. And a discussion ensues among the players, and the referee is coming to the near side. May signal that a timeout is going to be asked for. I'm waiting to see if he's going to say anything else. The clock is back operating at 9:45, and it's running, but he's signaling for a timeout. So what is happening? I have no idea, except the fact that Kentucky leads Tennessee 24-108 Southern Mississippi. Tennessee to the line against a 4-man Kentucky front. Manning sees the shift in the defense, and Tennessee jumps on the right side, and the Volunteers are going to draw a penalty. As illegal procedure, the right guard jumping will be Manning. Up under the center, again a 4-man front for Kentucky. Manning, play action. Pass down and out, pull down here as it's yanked by Tennessee's Fearless Price, who makes the catch to the 30, change that Benji Schuler at the 30, moves on down to the 26-yard line where he's shoved out of bounds by Lehman Boyd. The Vols have used wide receivers left and right in this game. Kent, Nash, McCullough, Schuler, Price, Staley, Kyler all have played. Tennessee picking up on the play only a yard or two. It will be 7 yards. It was 1st and 15. It's now 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Kentucky creeping the linebacker up. Here comes the blitz. Here's Manning setting a screen to the left side, complete. The catch is made. The tackle is broken by Schuler, who drives the ball past the 20 down to the 19-yard line. Boyd making the tackle on him at that point as Kentucky was coming with the blitz. And Manning just stood up and ripped the pass out there to Schuler, who moves it forward. It will be for Tennessee 3rd down, about 3 yards back. It's going to blitz. Here it comes. Here's Manning setting the pass downfield. Complete. Is it a 1st down? It is a 1st down. The catch is made by Joey Kent, who is ridden out of bounds at the 12-yard line by George Harris. 1st down, 10, Tennessee.
Well, again, that was a perfect throw. He got the quick throw, the quick out. They beat the blitz and just ran a simple out there. And the good throw, good catch.
So Tennessee will have it 1st down and 10 at the Kentucky 12. Kentucky leads 24-12 with 9:03 to go in the 3rd quarter. Manning puts his team in an offset I. Manning, Graham starts right, cuts left, bangs to the 10-yard line. That's it. Good defense in the middle by Schellenberger. Good effort by Graham, who was stood up really at the line of scrimmage and just sheer determination carried the ball inside the 10. But Kentucky stiffens in the middle with Key, Schlegel, Major, Ward. Tennessee in the offensive line, Rito, Lehman, Smith, Peterson, Poole. Now Tennessee on 2nd down, 8 to go for the 1st down, 10 to go for a touchdown, into a shotgun. 3 wides right, 2 to the left. Manning looking, waiting, across the middle, pull down complete. This is Nash. Nash has the ball at the 5. Nash has the ball at the 4. Nash fights at the 3. He dives and stretches down to the 1-foot line. It will be for Tennessee. 1st down, goal to go. Manning to Nash.
Caught him coming across the middle, Johnny. Found the open slot in there, and Manning hit him right on the money. He almost got it into the end zone.
Just the nose of the football shy. Manning has scored 4 touchdowns this year. Thrice with sneaks. He comes to the line against that goal line defense. This is Manning, the quarterback. Manning sneaks. Manning. No signal. He stopped short. Had to go inches. Needed 6, got 4. It's 2nd down and goal. Manning sneaking straight ahead, but Kentucky digging in. And the plane was not penetrated. It's 24-12 with 7:46 to go in the 3rd quarter. Kentucky leads Tennessee. The Volunteers trying to get the first touchdown of the day. Graham, the standing tailback. Manning, the quarterback. Manning sneaks. Did he make it? He made it. Touchdown, Big Orange. Manning sneaks behind Big Lehman into the end zone. And so the Volunteers cut the gap down to 24-18. That's a 6-point game. And let's see what the decision will be. Hall has come into the game. That would make it a 5-point game. And it will be holding Price as Tennessee waits till 7:33 to get a touchdown against Kentucky. Credit the Kentucky defense, showing a lot of different looks. Here's the extra point try. Into the air it goes. Between the uprights, it's good. 24-19, a break for our stations as we tell you once more the score. Kentucky 24, Tennessee 19.
Feel the spirit of the season.
It was Schuler for 2 receptions, Kent for 1, Nash for 1, and then Manning sneaks it in for the touchdown. So we're set to go. Overcast, windy. The wind at Tennessee's back in the third quarter. It will be the opposite in the fourth period. As here comes Hall, kicking downfield, and Kentucky will get the ball 1 yard deep in the end zone, out to the goal line. 5, 10, bang! At the 14, he's dropped. That was Sanford, knocked down by Corey Gaines. So Kentucky again will put the ball in play inside its 20-yard line, actually inside the 15 this time. The quarterback will wait and see. Haskins was the starting quarterback, of course, throughout the game until the last series, and he did begin that series, was injured, came out for one play, but it will be he back in there, sore shoulder and all, at quarterback. It will be first down and 10 for Kentucky at the 14. The last time Kentucky had the ball at its 16. Now they go into an I formation against a 4-man front. Tennessee brings the linebacker up. This will be Haskins turning the corner, fighting forward for a gain of 3, 4, maybe 5 yards. Jesse Sanders trails to make the tackle on the option to the right side. Hitty, receiver, who was a quarterback for much of his career, now in his senior season at Kentucky. He goes wide to the right side. Wide to the left comes Yeast. Tennessee with its people up tight, expecting the run, but this is Haskins back to throw. Pass down and out is complete to Yeast at the 31-yard line. Yeast runs a corner curl. Fair makes the tackle on him, being 24-19. As once more now with the ball at the 31-yard line, they line up. Tennessee in a 4-down line defensive set. And this will be the handoff going to Williams, and Williams for Kentucky skirts the right side. Is knocked down after gaining a yard or two by Bill Duff and Tyrone Hines. He began at the 31. He ends up at the 32-yard line. It will be 2nd down and 9. In this game, Haskins is 8 of 14 for 135 yards, no interceptions. On the other side, Tennessee's Peyton Manning has had 1 pass intercepted, which led to a score. He is 17 of 34 for 153 yards. 5:51 to go in the third quarter. Kentucky to the line with Haskins, putting Williams as the tailback. This will be Haskins handing off to Williams, trying the right side, and he just lowers his head and booms upfield for a gain of 3, maybe 4 yards, up to the 35-yard line. Knocked down by Billy Barron. Very capable runner, Bill. He looks so glad. 5 yards to go for the Wildcats, leading 24-19. Williams is the tailback. This will be O'Farrell. Back to throw. O'Farrell looking. O'Farrell waiting. Pass is complete. Pulled down by Kentucky. Getting the ball. This is Mo Williams, who makes the catch to the 40, to the 45, to the 50, down to the 45, and Williams is tackled as he gets to the 44-yard line by Torrey Noel. And as this drive began back at the Cat 14-yard line following Tennessee's touchdown. 24-19, 4:42 to go in the third quarter. Kentucky lining it up. Williams is the tailback. 4-man front Tennessee. Haskins back to throw, down and out, pass caught as making the grab and then stumbling and falling is Tucker after a gain of 4 yards to the Tennessee 40-yard strike. Lexington, this is John Wood and Bill Anderson sending you the action. Kentucky will have it 2nd down and 6, leading 24-19 at the Tennessee 39. Williams with the football, tries to get to the outside, can't. Tennessee is there to meet him. Actually loses about a half a yard on the play as Scott Gallion teams up with Jonathan Brown to make the tackle. Williams trying to knife through the left side, and Tennessee is there to stop him. So it's got to be 3rd down, closer to 6 yards now for Kentucky. And the Cats, to this point, 5 of 9 in 3rd down tries. And they've had some big plays on 3rd down, many times involving Mo Williams as a receiver, not a runner. Kentucky will skip 2 wide receivers to the right side. Tucker out there with Coleman. Yeast comes to the left. And it's Haskins up under the center. Tennessee feigning the blitz. Will they come? No. Back to throw. This is Haskins. Haskins in trouble. Throws the ball downfield. It is incomplete as he was being dumped. And it was intended for the tight end Marcus Cross. And Tennessee's Steve White was the man coming after. So it's 4th down, and Kentucky will insert, I would assume, number 18. That's the situation. That's Jimmy Carter coming in there. He is the punter. And Tennessee drifts deep to receive Sean Summers. 3 minutes, 7 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter of the game. Yeast to punt, standing at his 46-yard line. Excuse me, Carter to punt. The punt is away, high one. Summers under the ball, asks for a fair catch, and makes it at the 11-yard line. At that point, Tennessee will have the ball. A penalty marker is dropped as the reception was made of a 29-yard punt. Summers there to make the catch, sure-handed, calm, although on the punt just moments ago there was a juggle. Perhaps that juggle ignited Tennessee to move for its only touchdown. Here's the call.
Interference with the opportunity to catch the kick.
Kentucky, some nervous moments for Vols coach Philip.
Information from the referee Redding, and the 5-yard penalty moves it out to the 16-yard line, at which point Tennessee, trailing 24-19, will have it first down and 10 to go. The Vols led 3-0, and Tennessee has been behind ever since the first quarter. This will be Manning, setting his team up with Jay Graham at tailback against a 4-man Kentucky front. Manning to throw. Pass downfield is grabbed. Pulled down by Greg Tyler, who makes the catch at the 22, up to the 25, moving forward close to the 30-yard line, where he's wrapped up and dropped by Lehman Boyd. But that should be enough for the first down as the pass goes to Kyler.
Tennessee started working on the corners for Kentucky, just a short routes, quick hitches and quick turnouts out there, and they've been able to complete a high percentage of them here in the second half, and that's the way they've been moving the ball down the field. 1st and 10, Tennessee at the 30-yard line, trailing 24-19. Manning, handoff, fake, pass going deep, man wide open. That's Kent at the 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 6. Touchdown, Big Orange. 70 yards, Manning, Kent. The Volunteers on top. They set it up with the turnouts and the quick hitches out there, John. That time he made a little move to the outside, turned it up the field. He was gone. Joey Kent, 70 yards on the reception, and Tennessee leading 25-24 is going to go for the 2-point conversion try. And Manning comes up to request that the official put the ball on the left hash mark. Kent in stride, and once he got the ball, though he is being chased by 3 defenders, they could not catch up to him. And the Huntsville junior has his 9th touchdown of the year. Tennessee will go for 2 with 2:30 to go in the 3rd quarter. Jay Graham is the tailback. Receivers to the right. Man in motion, breaking from left to right. Manning back to throw into the end zone. Yes! 2 points! Dustin Moore! Tennessee goes for 2, and Dustin Moore goes high to pull it down, a stride inside the Forest boundary, and the Volunteers now lead Kentucky 27-24. That was a big catch for him, too, now, John. That takes them. Kentucky's got to get a touchdown, and big play by Dustin Moore. He just lobbed it over, alley-ooped it over, he made the play in the back of the end zone.
So Tennessee, which trailed just a minute 13 into the second half, by 24-9, now leads 27-24. As the Vols on this drive, 2 plays, 84 yards, and Bill, you touched on what the key was. Tennessee kept pumping to the sideline on those short little routes. The last scoring drive, it was Schuler for 7, Schuler for 5, Kent for 8, Nash for 9. Then, to begin this possession, Tennessee goes to Kyler for 14. Then, bang, they go deep to Kent.
Hit the home run with that one. The cornerback came up, tried to play that short out, and got too close up on it. And with the speed Kent's got, he just made a little move on him, and down the sideline he was, wide open, free, and good throw by Manning. He was right on target with that one, too. Kent took it in stride, and he was able to beat everybody to the end.
Manning now 19 of 36 for 237 yards and a touchdown. Here's the kickoff coming downfield. Kentucky Sanford at the 1-yard line. Sanford 5, Sanford 10, Sanford 15. Sanford breaks it to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, up to the 35-yard line, and he was just a stride away from breaking it almost all the way. It was Greg Johnson who reached out to shoestring, tackled him, and save a touchdown scamper. 27-24 at the Wildcat 36-yard line. Mo Williams, the tailback, against Tennessee's 4-man front as Haskins sizes it up. Haskins gives to Williams, and Williams just comes exploding through the right side of the line. Battling past the 40 and carrying it up to the 43-yard line. Knocked down by Green and Gallion. Good blocking on the right side by Jackson and Leaning for Kentucky. And Williams hits that hole so explosively. That time picking up right at 6.5 yards. And it will be second down. A short 4 yards to go for the Wildcats, who trail 27-24 with 1:54 to go in the third quarter. Again, Kentucky. Tennessee creeps the linebackers tight, anticipating the run. Could be a waist down. Haskins gives to Williams. Williams to the left side, breaks it. He's got a first down, I think, as he lashes, scrambling up to the 46-yard line. Jesse Sanders makes the tackle on him at that to go in the third quarter. Kentucky with the ball. Spotted at the Wildcat 46-yard line. Here's Williams to the outside. This time he's wrapped up and dropped. Excellent defensive play by Scott Gallion, who took him on one-on-one in the open field and dropped him for a loss of a yard, Bill.
Good defensive play there, John. I tell you, the Tennessee defense in the second half, they've picked up the level of, there's some good real hitting going on down there. But in spite of that, Mo Williams is going to come up with some big plays.
And it will be for Kentucky second down and 11 to go, as the Wildcats break the huddle. They skip Yeast along with Coleman, 2 true freshmen wide to the right side. O'Farrell into the boundary left against the 4-man front. Checking off is the quarterback Haskins. Play action. Haskins waiting. Pass across the middle is complete to Yeast, who makes the catch and is then buried. A gain of maybe 6 or 7 yards on the play. As it goes past midfield, will come to a close. That's the end of 3. A break from our stations by telling you the score. Tennessee 27, Kentucky 24.
What's new for Chris?
Kentucky 11 rushes, 43 yards, 47 yards through the air. Total offense, Tennessee 161, Kentucky 90 in the third quarter of the game. 15 minutes left to go. Next week, Tennessee plays Vanderbilt in Knoxville. We'll have the broadcast beginning at 11 Eastern, 10 Central Standard Time. This will be the concluding game of the regular season for the Wildcats of Coach Bill Curry. So, set to begin. Third down and 3 yards to go. The tailback is Williams against Tennessee's 4-man front. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Long count by Haskins on the option, keeping to the near side, turns. He's got a first down, breaks 1 tackle, stays on his feet, still on his feet. He's breaking into the open, and Haskins is going to take it home. Haskins at the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Kentucky, as Haskins breaks 2 tackles on the option keep, and then once he breaks into the open, he goes 48 yards to score untouched.
Unbelievable, John. I tell you what, he's hit, he's knocked around in there, bouncing off of people, spinning around, and just managed to stay on his feet. First thing he knew, he got spun around, he was wide open, and he showed pretty good speed, taking it into the end zone.
So Haskins shoves his team back on top as Kentucky scores, and it's 30-27. Haskins on a third down option keep to the right, breaks free and goes all the way to score. And here will be the extra point attempt that is in the air, and the kick by Johnson is good. And so Kentucky leads Tennessee 31-27 as this drive was capped with another big play. Big play after big play for Kentucky. Being outgained as far as total offense is concerned, but thinking back over it, a 58-yard pass play set up the first score. A 52-yard lateral and run set up the second score. A 26-yard burst after a 56-yard kickoff return set up the third score. And now a 47-yard option on third down. It's another score for Kentucky. And the Wildcats lead 31-27 with 14:47 to go in the football. 64 yards, and that touchdown run just unbelievable. But an outstanding effort by Billy Jack Haskins for Kentucky. Here's the kickoff. It will be taking a high skip, then pulled down by Tennessee at the 12, 15, 20, up to the 25, carrying the ball to the 30, into the 31-yard line. Comes Summers for the Volunteers, and it will be Tennessee on offense. First down and 10 to go after the return of 19 yards. Kentucky 31, Tennessee 27. And for Tennessee, it will be Manning at quarterback. And in the ball game, Manning has been intercepted once, and he will send his team into an I formation. 14:31 to go. Jay Graham, the tailback, against the four-man front. This will be Manning setting up a screen, pulled down by Nash at the 30. Nash stutter stepping, fights out to the 34-yard line where he is tackled. And so it's a gain of only 3 yards on the play as Littleton Ward is there to make the tackle on him. Once again, Tennessee passes the ball wide, this time to Marcus Nash. And it will be to the 34-yard line. Joey Kent has the long touchdown of 70 yards. Tennessee now going without a huddle, stepping up the tempo. And in making that catch, Kent has set a new single-season reception record. Tennessee, pop goes with the ball. This is Jay Graham. Big hole left side, 35. Graham to the 40. Graham to the 45-yard line. That will be enough for the first down as Lamont Smith makes the tackle on the junior tailback of the Volunteers. It's first down and 10 for Tennessee at the 45-yard line as Jay Graham got a hold through the left side off the blocking of Lehman and Rito. Once again, Tennessee without a huddle against the four-man front. Graham, the tailback. Flankers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Manning out of play action. Across the middle, pass is pulled down by Graham at the 50. Center steps past one man, breaks a tackle, fights his way down close to a first down at the 45-yard line of the Wildcats, far across the way. And the tackle this time was made by Tony Woods. A measurement may ensue as they line it up. It may be just a bit short. The score, 31-27 in favor of Kentucky. Tennessee lining up. Trailed at one point, 24-9, only to score and go ahead 27-24, and Kentucky comes right back. Tennessee popping it up the middle, grinding forward. This is Jay Graham. Graham has the ball at the 45. Graham to the 40. Graham down to the 35-yard line. Knocked down by Lamont Smith as he moves it down there for a first down. Spot the ball at the 34-yard line as Tennessee's running right at this Kentucky team. That was actually Ford carrying. 20, not, I thought it was the fullback, carrying the ball forward. The Danville sophomore junior moving forward for the first down to the Kentucky 34-yard line. Tennessee lining up now as Manning barks out the call against a four-man front. Receivers left and right. This is Manning handing off with the ball, carrying the straight forward. This will be Jay Graham, and Graham just rams, fighting, scurrying, and spinning down to the 25-yard line. Knocked down by Chris Ward as he gets there. Again, lashing through the right side. Bill, it appeared he was stopped after about 4 yards, but he just kept churning and gets it down for a pickup of right at 8 1/2.
Good job running, John. He kind of got his head ducked under a couple of people there and was able to help slide through a tackle.
19 carries, 98 yards for Tennessee's Jay Graham. Manning looking over the defense. Kentucky dancing around, moving, jumping, trying to confuse Manning. Manning for Tennessee is going to go deep down into the end zone, and it is incomplete. Bumping going on, no flag fly. It was Maurice Staley, the intended receiver, being played man-to-man by Reggie Rusk. And so it will be for Tennessee, third down and about 1.5 yards to go in a 4-point game with 12:04 to go in the contest. Kentucky leading 31-27. Tennessee shuttling players in and out. Kentucky reacting as well, getting another defensive back into the football game. As Tennessee on third down, 1.5 yards to go, lines up with the I formation. This will be the fullback. Pounding through the right side comes Chester Ford. He needed to get the ball to the 24-yard line, and he got there. Did he get enough? He was tackled by Schlegel as Ford, on a little quick opening play through the right side, pounds it forward. And the officials lining up and say, first down, Big Orange. First down for Tennessee with Ford carrying the ball on the right side behind Peterson and Poole. And the center, Jeff Smith. Tennessee trails 31-27, 11:55 to go. Manning puts his team in the I formation. Flankers left and right. Manning off play action, rolls right, looks downfield. The pass is pulled down by Tennessee as the catch is made by Greg Kyler. He made the catch at the 30, moves down to the 25-yard line, and is knocked out of bounds at that point by Lamont Smith. And so it's Tennessee just looking, waiting. Manning started to go deep to a flashing Kent, but instead thought better of it, went wide, and it was pulled down by Kyler, moving for a gain of 9 yards, and Tennessee will have it at this point. Second down, a yard to go for the first down, and spot the ball at the 15-yard line. At the 15-yard line. Manning looking into the end zone. Pass complete at the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown, Greg Kyler. Well, Tennessee uses all of the receivers, and Manning was perfection in that drive, throwing the ball to Kyler for the touchdown.
Yeah, it was a beautiful play, Johnny. He went off a little play action on that thing, stood up, hit Kyler on the slant. He was right on the money. That was a well-executed drive with a good mixture of play.
Tennessee leads 33-31. Into the game will be Jeff Hall to attempt the extra point. His team on top by 2. Snap down. Kick is in the air. And the kick by Hall splits them.
When it comes to truck leadership, there's only one word for it: Ford. And your Tennessee Ford dealers are proud to offer you the best-built, best-selling trucks in America, like the full-size F-150 pickup, the sales leader for 19 consecutive years, or the #1 selling compact pickup.
Go-ahead drive, this time 9 plays, 69 yards, with the touchdown coming to Kyler, his first touchdown of the year and of his career, as he is a freshman for Tennessee. Harris and Sanford are deep, as Tennessee's Hall will kick off into the breeze. 11:37 left to go in the game. Tennessee leads by 3. Here's the kick by Hall, high. It will be corralled at the 6 by Sanford. 5, 10, 15, breaks it again to the 18, to the 20, to the 24-yard line. A penalty marker is down on the play as the tackle is made by Eric Lane. And it will be first down in 10 to go. Manning in this half in the air, 13 of 15 for 174 yards. There is an infraction on the play, and the officials will move in and will explain it to us here as referee
We have an
Redding.
illegal block in the back against the
So
receiving
Kentucky is
team
guilty of
on
the
return.
infraction and will sustain a penalty. So Kentucky will put the ball in play inside its 15-yard line as the step off from the point of the infraction is to about the 14. And as they put the ball down, mark it at the 13-yard line. On the left hash mark, moving from north to south. Tennessee 34, Kentucky 31. Southeastern Conference football. And the Wildcats will have the ball. Haskins, hurt, still playing. What an effort by Billy Jack Haskins. And he puts his team in the single back situation, running a man in motion. Coleman from left to right. Haskins back to throw, being pursued. Haskins dodges, throws the ball far downfield, up for grabs. It is incomplete along the near sideline as Kevin Coleman almost came open. Tennessee broke on the ball for the interception and then unable to make it as Little was back there defending. It was almost caught, Bill. Another almost unusual play, as it is incomplete.
Yeah, he had the ball in his hands, actually, but he would have been out of bounds, I think.
So it will be for Kentucky, second down and 10 yards to go. Second down and 10. As Kentucky breaks the huddle up to the line at the 14, trailing 34-31, 11:23 to go. Williams is the running back. Tennessee wide splits in its defensive line. This will be Haskins on the option, keeping, turning upfield this time. Tennessee floods from the inside, making the tackle, as it was Tyrone Hines there to make the tackle, not Haskins. He went out. That was Speedy in on that play at quarterback. Speedy making his second play as Haskins just unable to continue with the injured shoulder. So for Kentucky, it's going to be third down, a loss of 1, 11 yards to go. On the year, Speedy, 23 of 58, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Tennessee 34, Kentucky 31. Speedy, Jeff Speedy, the junior, up under the center. Tennessee 4 linemen to rush. The tailback is Williams. Speedy back to throw. Speedy looking. Speedy is sacked and dropped inside the 10. He looked. Tennessee had everybody covered downfield, and Leonard Little will get credit for the sack on Speedy.
Yeah, he caught him. Speedy managed to roll just a little bit as Leonard got there. Otherwise, he'd have really taken the lick. He took too long, couldn't find anybody open. Good sack.
And so in the punt on 4th down, standing 4 yards deep in his end zone, will be Jimmy Carter. Wind at his back. 10 minutes to go in the football game. Tennessee leads by 3. Long count. Snap. Punt away. High wobbly spiral. Tennessee under the ball. It will be taken and fumbled by Summers. There's a scramble for the loose ball, and it's been recovered by Kentucky's Lehman Boyd. Tennessee had dual safeties back there. There was some indecision as to who would handle the ball, and it was fumbled, and Kentucky picks up possession after Tennessee turns it over on the punt reception. And it is spotted at the 43-yard line of the Wildcats. And so Tennessee has a fumble lost. Boyd gets credit for the cover. And Kentucky will line up. It's Speedy at quarterback for Kentucky. Tennessee leads by 3, but Kentucky a big, giant turnover. Speedy hands off Williams. Starts left, cuts back to the inside. Almost breaks it loose. Is tackled on a grab by Tyrone Hines as Williams carries the ball through the right side, beginning back at the 44 to the 50 and is knocked down, moving into Tennessee territory at about the 40, well, make it the 50-yard line for a 4-man defensive front. This is Speedy giving to Williams, and he is popped and dropped for a loss by Jonathan Brown, who really delivered a lick. And it's a loss on the play of 2 or 3 yards, and Brown, Bill, was there.
Was he there, John? I tell you, he had penetration. He hit him as soon as he got the handoff. He just popped him dead center.
A loss on the play, making it 3rd down and 5. Into the game comes Coleman for Kentucky. And the Wildcats are going to use a timeout right here. Kentucky recovered it right back. The Wildcats with the ball. 3rd down and 5. Tennessee, 4 down linemen to rush. 2 receivers for the Cats to the left side. The tight end is to the near side. O'Farrell, a man in motion from left to right. Speedy for Kentucky. Back to throw. Speedy waiting. Speedy, here's the pass downfield, caught by Williams, who steps out of bounds. I think he may have the first down. If he doesn't, it will be very, very close. Speedy goes to Williams. Kentucky trailing 34-31, 8:41 to go in the football game. Tennessee adjusting its defense, getting another lineman in there, anticipating Williams, I'm sure, with less than a yard to go. 4th down play, Kentucky obviously will go for it. Speedy is the quarterback. Will he sneak? He does. Did he make it? I think he did. Just good effort by Speedy. He was slowed, but he would not give up. And just by the sheer determination, he rolls to the right and picks up the yardage he needs. Territory just outside the 45-yard line. Williams, the tailback, as Kentucky has the football. This will be Speedy back to throw, looking across the middle. Pass downfield is going to be incomplete. A penalty marker drops on the play as it was intended for Kevin Coleman. And Deron Jenkins was there defending. The officials are discussing it there as the penalty marker was dropped where there was the ball was deflected by Tennessee, and now they are discussing what the situation will be. The score is 34-31. A face mask is the call against Tennessee, not pass interference. Kentucky. Williams, the tailback for the Wildcats, has 142 yards in the ballgame, and also a lot more receiving passes as well. This will be Speedy giving off to Williams, popping up the middle, and Williams is dropped after he moves down close to the 36-yard line by Jesse Sanders. A gain on the play of a little short of 5. Right comes Tucker. Tennessee, 4 linemen to rush. Speedy sizes it up. Speedy hands off to Williams. Williams is cracked and dropped at the line as Tennessee reacts well to the handoff from Speedy to Williams. It was Torrey Noel and Leonard Little teaming up on the tackle for little if any yardage. 3rd down upcoming, Bill.
Up to run right away. Noel coming from the safety back there, John, really coming up in a hurry. That's where he got caught earlier. A couple of times they've gotten caught with the defensive safeties trying to come up and play the run that quick.
Into the ball game comes Coleman. It was he who did early in the game make that 58-yard reception that set up Kentucky's first touchdown. Tennessee leads by 3. 3rd down and 7 yards to go. Tennessee has a lot of people up the line. Speedy checks off. What will the defense do? This is Speedy back to throw. Speedy being harassed. Speedy being sacked, throws the ball away as he was being lashed down by Steve White. A sidearm pass thrown downfield, and no flag on the play. 4th down upcoming. I do not see a flag. A sidearm effort, Bill.
Yeah, I thought it looked like they had him down there. I thought the whistle had blown, but evidently not.
So it's 4th down, and Kentucky will hand the ball, trailing 34-31. Speedy waiting for the call. In with it comes O'Farrell. Williams stays there, always a possible target. 4th down and right at 6 yards to go for the Wildcats, trailing 34-31. Ball just outside the 35-yard line of Tennessee. Back to throw, looking for Williams. This is Speedy. Pass downfield, complete. Yanked down here by Tucker, who makes the catch at the 25-yard line. And it will be 1st down, 10 to go for the Wildcats. Staying right in the pocket and ripping the pass complete. Now Kentucky at the 25-yard line, trailing by 3. Tennessee brings a lot of people up on the line. Speedy sees the change in the defense. He started 2 games this year for Kentucky at quarterback. This will be Speedy on the keeper, and he is dropped on the option. Penalty marker flies. Scott Gallion was the man who makes the tackle. As Speedy goes with the option, was thinking about a pitch to Williams, but instead, before he was able really to carry out his decision, he was dropped. And the infraction is against Kentucky holding on the backside. So it would be 2nd and 10. Tennessee, of course, thinking about the possibility of a field goal. It would be right now a 42-yarder with the wind at the back of Brian Johnson, who has an earlier field goal made.
We have holding against the offense.
So here comes the penalty against Kentucky. The Cats now in the game, trailing by 3. 4 penalties, 30 yards. You must say, Bill, this Kentucky team has been resilient from the outset.
Oh, they've hung in there, John. I'll tell you what, they've come up with some big plays when it looked like they were going to be shut down, and they've made the plays.
It's now 1st down and 21 yards to go for the Wildcats, trailing 34-31. Speedy gives off to Williams, popping up the middle comes Williams, squirms past 1 tackle to the 35 and carries it down to about the 32-yard line. Big gain on the play, but still he had to make a lot of yardage. It's got to be 2nd down upcoming with still something like 15 or 16 yards to go. Raymond Austin comes up to make the tackle on Mo Williams, who now in the football game should be nearing 150. He has 151 yards gained in this game by Mo Williams. 5:30 to go. Tennessee 34, Kentucky 31. Tennessee with 4 down linemen. Kentucky sends 2 wide receivers to the left side. Williams is the standing tailback. Speedy sizing it up. Speedy straight drop. Speedy long pass downfield. Nobody there. As obviously a break in a route by Yeast or misinterpretation by Speedy. It's way incomplete. It will be 3rd and 16.
Yeast just ran a simple turnout out there and had pretty good coverage on him. Of course, as you said, Speedy thought he was going long. He laid it up for him to run under it, and a breakdown there. But I think they're trying to hold themselves there in field position, or at least try to keep the ball in the middle of the field, at least be in position to kick a field goal.
31-yard line. That would be a 48-yard field goal attempt if it stays there. 3rd down upcoming, 16 yards to go. Tennessee 34, Kentucky 31. Williams the tailback. Tennessee with 4 down linemen to rush. Speedy at quarterback for the Cats. Speedy back to throw with time. Now he dumps it as he is sacked, and there's the flag. The flag as he was being dumped, and he just shoveled the ball forward. Steve White and Billy Barron converged upon him, and the flag flies. Let's wait and see what the infraction was. Perhaps I'm wrong in anticipating, but we'll see.
Anticipating.
We have no foul. There was a receiver in the area. No foul, a receiver in the area.
So it will be 4th down as Kentucky will talk about it. 4th down. Tennessee leads 34-31.
That would have taken him out of field goal position, John. That was a big break for him there.
Well, Kentucky now will get into the game. Brian Savinsky, who will be attempting the field goal, and this will be a 48-yard try by Savinsky. Tennessee leads 34-31. Speedy will be holding. Snap down. The kick is blocked. Tennessee pulls it down out of midair at the 25, up to the 30. With the football carrying it will be Deron Jenkins, who's knocked out of bounds as he gets to the 31-yard line. So the field goal try is blocked. I'm not sure by whom. It might have been White, or it might have been Austin. I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I do know that Jenkins pulled it down, and right now timeout has been asked for.
This portion of Tennessee football is sponsored by your Texaco Wholesale Marketers of Tennessee, suppliers of clean System 3 gasolines and have
very much a part of this game. They've been in it from the start, hoping for a high point to conclude a season that has been plagued with low points. Right now, Tennessee will break the huddle. Ball at the 30-yard line. Tennessee will have Manning at quarterback, shouting out the play against a four-man front. Two receivers right, one to the left. Manning sizing it up. Graham is the tailback. This will be Manning. Pass downfield, pull down at the 35. Grabbing the ball, Greg Kyler. And Kyler squirms and spins and drives forward to the 39-yard line, where Tony Woods makes the tackle on him. The Volunteers basically have been using those wide passes to the outside, Bill, as possession plays.
Yeah, they've just been making the first down, moving the sticks, and that's a good way to do it, John. I think that's it's been very productive for them. They faked it and then hit the home run off of that, too.
So Tennessee picks up 9. It's second down, a yard to go. Graham is the tailback for Tennessee, and this is Graham. Starting left, cutting right. He's got a first down, then some, as they go grabbing for the football, and he wraps it up with both arms, moving up to the 45-yard line. Lamont Smith there first on the tackle, and Mike Schlegel was there to help out. Schlegel, a senior, an outstanding football player. Lamont Smith leads his team in tackles, second actually to Schellenberger. Lamont Smith came in with 74, Schellenberger 97. For Tennessee, first down. Clock down to 4:07. And Tennessee will skip Kent to the right side. Graham is the tailback against a three-man Kentucky front. Manning sizing up the defense. Manning, Graham, starts right, cuts left, cuts through the center, fights his way past the 48 to the 50, down to the 49-yard line of Kentucky. Reggie Rusk makes the tackle on Graham, who now has gone over 100 yards for the 9th game this year. He has 21 carries and 110 yards, a pickup on that play of close to 7 yards, made that second down and a good 3 yards to go, and the clock is wound down to 3:30. Tennessee 34, Kentucky 31. Kentucky led early in the second half, 24-9. Tennessee lines it up, using the clock now, leading by only 3. Turnovers critical. Fullback, grinding forward, Chester Ford, and he just burrows his way, pounding past the 45-yard line, and the Danville, Kentucky junior gives Tennessee another first down.
Yeah, they're just running straight at them there, trying to burn the clock, as you said, John. It's down to 3:11 now, but they're picking up first downs and running the clock down. That's what you want to try to do at this stage of the game.
You also want to hold on to the football.
Very definitely.
Tennessee leading 34-31. Breaking the huddle, Tennessee comes to the line. Tight end Dustin Moore goes to the right side. Tennessee's got another tight end as a wingback. Staley to the near side. Tennessee in the I formation. Graham starts right, cuts back to the middle. Little running room. This is Graham carrying the ball at the 40. Graham at the 35. Graham may have another first down to the 34-yard line. Tackled by Reggie Rusk as he gets down there. They align it. May ask for a measurement. We'll see. Next week, Tennessee will be playing Vanderbilt in Knoxville. We'll have the broadcast of that game beginning at 11:93:74. That will be Tuesday broadcast, 7:30 Eastern, Tennessee basketball. The Volunteers second down inches. Clock winding, and Manning's just going to let that play clock dance down to about 5 seconds. It's now at 16. Tennessee leads 34-31. Now Manning up under the center. He's got his team in the I formation. This is Manning on the sneak, and Manning just goes crunching forward and moves it down to the 33-yard line, where Tennessee will have it first down and 10 to go. 34-31, the Volunteers lead. That's the 25th first down for Tennessee, 17 for the Wildcats in the game. Clock will be stopped, and Kentucky, I think, will stop the clock as well, asking for the timeout. It's not over. 2:16 left to go in the football game. Tennessee got an early lead, 3-0. Then Kentucky came back. Bill, big plays. 58 yards on a pass. 52 yards on a lateral and run.
pretty good football, and they never were able to put Kentucky away. Kentucky stayed right into this ball game. It's not over yet. Obviously, looks like Tennessee's going to be able to run the clock out here, but you've got to give Kentucky credit. They've played an outstanding game.
And also Tennessee credit in the second half. The Volunteers were down 24-9, and at that point, Manning was 11 of 27 for 108. Now Manning is 24 of 42 for 282 yards. And so Manning, under pressure, coming from behind, has operated quite well.
No question, and he's played extremely well in the second half. That's the sharpest half he's had in 2 or 3 ball games. In fact, the whole team offensively, this second half, they've played extremely well.
So it will be Tennessee with the football. Of course, stay tuned following the broadcast of the game for scores, and then the locker room, the Philip Fulmer show, and tomorrow the Philip Fulmer TV show. This game is not over. 2:16 to go. Tennessee first down and 10 at the Cat 33-yard line. The ball serpentine from the huddle to the line. A little offset eye. Graham is the tailback with a wing back left. This is Manning giving to Graham, and Graham lowers his head and rips through the right side over guard, moving inside the 30-yard line. Knocked down by Reggie Rusk. And again, somebody's asking for timeout. I doubt that it is Tennessee. It is Tennessee asking for timeout. The clock shows 2:06. The referee indicated timeout asked for by Tennessee. I'm not sure about that. Well, I thought so. Tennessee will hand the ball. 2:04 to go, needing another first down to take it away. Second down and 7. The ball's into an I formation. Graham is the tailback. Got a fullback in there. This is Graham starting right, cutting to the outside. Got running room. This is Graham at the 30. Graham at the 25. And he fights his way, I think, inside the 24-yard line, which, if that is true, it will be a first down. And they line it up, and they're going to measure once again. Tackled by Lehman Boyd as Jay Graham carries the ball. And once more, one of those decisions where Tennessee might not be too unhappy if it is short. With 1:54 to go, it would be third down in inches, or it would be first down and 10, but it is all pretty much moot at this point with 1:54 to go. Changed, stretched, and Peyton Manning is there with the referee. Manning says it's not quite. It's about 3 inches shy. And so Tennessee will have it third down in inches, leading 34-31. Graham in the game has amassed a total of 128 yards in 24 carries. So he has gone over 100 yards in 9 of Tennessee's 10 games this year, and is unofficially at 1,136 yards total offense on the year. Tennessee third down in inches. Manning letting the play clock count down to 5 seconds. Manning to Graham. Graham's got a first down. Even more. This is Graham at the 20. Graham at the 15. Graham carries inside the 15-yard line. Knocked down by Reggie Rusk. It will be for Tennessee first down and 10 to go. Clock is stopped for the marking of the first down with 1:29 to go. Tennessee 34, Kentucky 31. The Volunteers gunning for victory number 9. Kentucky about to sustain loss number 7. But if there is such a thing as a moral loss or victory, this would be it for the Wildcats. Manning for Tennessee goes to one knee. Clock counting down inside a minute, as Tennessee is going to be content, I think, with a 34-31 victory. It was not an easy one. Tennessee led 3-0, fell behind, only to come back to grab the lead at 27-24. Kentucky comes back with a touchdown to go up 31-27. Then Tennessee scores the winning apparent touchdown, 34-31. 36 seconds to go in this game at Commonwealth Stadium. Tennessee second down and 10. There's Manning going down to one knee. They will mark the ball. They will start the play clock with, well, they won't even have to start it. It's down to 20 seconds, and Tennessee players, coaches, fans begin to shake hands. The Volunteers and the Wildcats have battled to a great, great football game. The Volunteers win it, Bill Anderson, by 3.
It wasn't easy, John, I'll tell you that. And it wasn't very pretty, but it's a win. You said you would take one to get out of here early on. That's almost what you got. But that was a good ball game, very exciting game.
Car accidents can happen at any time, and they can happen in the blink of an eye. The trouble is, if you drive after drinking, you can't react that fast.
4-7, 2-6. For Coach Philip Fulmer, his record now 37-1. Bill Curry, 22, 45, and 0 at Kentucky. All time, this his 98th loss, 79, 98, and 4. He's coached at Georgia Tech, Alabama, and here at Kentucky. Tennessee now leads the series 59, 23, and 9, and at Lexington, Tennessee, the upper hand 32, 10, and 6. The Vols jumped out on top 3-0 on a 20-yard field goal by Hall with 5:18 to go in the first half. Kentucky comes right back, marching 64 yards, 3 plays, the touchdown of 8 yards by Mo Williams. Kentucky leads 7-3. Then it's Kentucky after a pass interception, getting a 34-yard field goal from Johnson, and the Wildcats lead Tennessee at that point 10-3. Tennessee cut.
Come on, guys, they're getting restless.
This is not going to work.
It can't work.
It will work.
How?
See, it's working already. Now, all you have to do is lip sync to the record.
What's a record?
For you, a second date.
You know who I wish were here to see this?
Me! Come on, baby! Say it, Peg!
The Supremes. I'm much better at singing Love Child.
You know, that's her pet name for me. Yeah, see, sometimes I call her Pookie, and then she calls me the Supremes.
You'd lie to death. Oh, how low.
Macho Man! Macho Man! Macho Man! Quiet, please. And now the act you've all been waiting for. The Village People!
Suppose my family lets me down. You have any idea where I might be going?
Well, you might want to bring along a lot of sunblock. SPF 1 million. Just kidding. Maybe. What's the next song?
There is no next song. I just have the 45.
Look, this is degrading. Worst of all, I don't even get to be the sexy village person. I quit.
At the 40-yard line to Faulkner, and nothing takes the crowd out of it any quicker than that. He'll bring it out to the 44. 24 yards in the pass. Kelly has it complete at the 11-yard line. That's Craig Faulkner. Robinson and Spear will finally make the tackle.
That's the experience of
graduate assistant. Kelly rolls the pocket, has a man, touchdown Tennessee. Corey Fleming got in the back of the end zone, and the sophomore from Nashville is there to gather it in.
Was good play call again by the offensive coordinator, Phil Fulmer. He brought Carl Pickens in motion to try to get him in the flat and curled Corey Fleming deep in the end zone. Andy Kelly, the wise choice for coverage.
He's down at the bottom of the screen as Kelly throws it. Great catch by Faulkner, and he'll take it inside the 40 to the 39. That ball was behind him, and Craig just grafted it.
And what happens when you talk about Carl Pickens, I said it from the start, defensive coordinators have to make adjustments. And when you're going to double team a great receiver like Carl Pickens, you're going to leave a wide receiver open. And here you see number 4, Craig Faulkner, with just an excellent catch. Good concentration. But he has one-on-one and his zone coverage over there that he should be open all the time.
They do the same play to Pickens. Breaks by a tackle, and he is finally stopped at the 22-yard line. At Carlton Miles saved 6.
That's why his heart's in his throat. He went again to the blitz. He went to 8-man front to stop the run, which gave Carl Pickens a one-on-one.
Bringing up to date on what is going on in college football. Play action. Puts it on his hip. Looking for Pickens.